You know, at least they're talking about you.
Exactly.
Yeah. Let's talk about One Touch, because in fact, the three of you were right in there writing the songs as this album was coming on. So what was the individual parts that you played in the songwriting?
Basically, you know, we all had whatever verses that we sang or did, we would either write it ourselves or have help, you know, and we would all take a backing track home with like a melody to it, or we'll make the melody up and we'll come back in, show each other's ideas, and we'll use the best ones, or we'll just take each part and just plot them in, take the producer's melody or verse and put his in. So it was all equal. Nothing was like, oh, she wrote the most or he wrote the most.
Yeah.
Everyone had their own ideas, and we chose the topics to sing about. So it was all basically our album, which we loved, because you know, not many people get to write their first album. We got to do that. We had the opportunity to do that, which is really cool.
What was your job then on Overload, for instance?
Overload was just to throw in lines and you know, throw in words. It was easy, because as you can hear, it just sounds, when people ask you what's Overload about, everyone goes, yeah. But it's just basically, you know, feeling overloaded, either about school, work, or peer pressure, or anything that's overloading you. That's what it's about. And it was just like, just throw in as many words as you can, and we'll see what we can make out of it. And we recorded it within, the track was finished within 2 hours.
Wow.
That's why it was so sounding, it sounds really raw, like as if it was like, just sang down on a lav mic, which it was done. It wasn't, oh, you have to make it perfect. Because we tried that and the record company said no.
What about New Year?
New Year, we done that for Christmas, because we thought, you know, not many people come out with Christmassy songs anymore. And actually, in London, Bob the Builder came out, and it was #1, and it just proves that, you know, London's not full of Christmas no more. Cause
it also proves crap sells.
Yeah, exactly. It also proves that as well, because, you know, who ever said Bob the Builder was Christmas #1? And we were like, we thought, you know, it could have done better. But, you know, we put input in that one as well, and it turned out all right anyway.
The guy called Matt Rowe that's working with you on the record now, he's worked with quite a few people. I think he worked with Spice Girls, didn't he?
He worked, yeah, he done Viva Forever, and he's done some other tracks with the Spice Girls, and he's so lovely. He's like really easy to work with, and you know, he knows what we like. So everything that we did with him was all our ideas.
And what about Cameron McVeigh?
Cameron McVeigh, he's like a child. Seriously, he's like a child. He's like, because he's got teenage children as well, and they used to come down to the studios, you know, to talk to us, muck about. We used to play computer or whatever, and you know, so he knows what we wanted, and he was quite fun, and he wrote about the maddest things as well. The lyrics that he came up with was most probably worse than ours. It was just like, huh? Yeah. But he's a lovely man.
He worked with All Saints as well, too.
He worked with All Saints, and he's Nena Cherry's husband. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Ah. So did she hang around the studio too?
Yeah, she came down a few times to see, you know, to say hello and to see what we've been up to, and to say, you know, well, we're doing well, and she heard this, because obviously he showed them the tracks of what we've been doing, and she loved it, and she was coming down, and she became one of the stars. Like, we were like, oh my God, I can't believe this Nena Cherry, because I used to listen to her when I was younger.
Yeah.
Well, oh God, whenever I say that, I sound old. But I used to listen to her, and, you know, it was just, she was just there.
Becoming a pop star at the age of 15, that must have been a weird feeling.
16.
Oh, but you were 15.
But I was, yes, you're
15.
right. Yes, I was 15.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was 15.
Yeah.
It was actually...
Should I say, what's it like being a pop star for, a year now?
True. It's hard work.
Yeah.
Really hard. But then, you know, if you have a strong mind, you know, things seem to go faster, and you don't get as much pressure as some people say you do. But it's been fun, and this is something that we've always wanted to do. We love singing, so, you know, this is our job.
And being a job as it is, obviously, you know, this is the career now, unless, you know, you've got some hidden aspiration to become an airline hostess or something. I gather this is the career that you're already in there.
For now, yeah, definitely. No, but I didn't think it would have started so young, though. Personally, I thought I would have started around 18, 19. Never at 15. But in the group at the age of just turned 13.
Yeah, well, Overload, for instance, was a hit when you were still at school, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So, you know, what sort of reaction do the other kids have? Yeah.
In the beginning, my friends were like, "You're lying. You're not in a group. So why are you leaving school for?" Because I left school in year 9 and then I got tutoring. And everyone's like, "Come back to school. Nothing's going on." And then, you know, a couple of months later, Overload come out and everyone was really supportive and they've all stuck by me now anyway. So I haven't lost anyone. You know, you find out who your friends are, but at the same time, I think that's the natural package that comes with it.
Yeah.
But everyone that I know and has always stuck by me and bought the singles and the albums, which is really cool.
Well, let's get a few of the basic questions out of the way. The name Sugababes was something that you girls yourself put together, wasn't it?
Yeah, we were young, and I don't think we would have
still
come
are.
up. Yeah, well, yeah, I mean that's true actually. But the thing is that we were, you know, you didn't really think about these things. We had other names, but everyone liked the idea of Sugababes, and so every time we got introduced, it was like, "Oh, here's the Sugababes." It was no longer, "Oh, meet Mutya, Keisha, and Siobhan. You know, this is the group that we've got." This is, "Oh, it's the Sugababes." So every time, "Oh, hi, meet the Sugababes." And we're like, "Oh, hi." And then we were like, "Oh my God, what have we done?" But you know, it works in our favour because the music's not poppy, but the actual name of us is quite poppy, young, girly. But when you hear our music, you think, "Well, that's kind of different."
Sure.
But now we wouldn't choose the name. Definitely not. No.
What were some of the reject names?
Some of the reject names, we came up with some really weird ones actually. I think they were most probably weirder than Sugababe.
Yeah.
But
Have you got an example?
an example, what was the examples? I came up with one called Cuties as Q, just like do a little, just a normal, like a big Q and a T with a little Z.
Yeah.
But everyone was like, no, no. I was like, shame, okay then. Alright, Sugababes it is.
Yeah.
So, and there was other names that they came up with as well.
You watch, now that you've said that in an interview, someone will have that name within 6 months. They'll go, "Oh,
Actually,
what a great idea."
yeah, on the internet, because I go on the internet a lot, you know.
Now, Spice Girls, you met the Spice Girls, haven't you?
You've met every single one of them except for Mel C.
Okay.
Yeah.
Were you fans?
Yeah, definitely. You know, I was a fan of them. I didn't listen to them too much because I wasn't in the poppy music. I loved, you know, the R&B soul singers. But, you know, they're really talented and they've got far in what they were doing. I wasn't a proper fan. I didn't go out and buy their singles. My sisters did, but I wasn't the one. But I love them. They're really nice people.
What about other girl groups like Atomic Kitten, for instance, Bewitched? You know, do you all... Why'd you laugh then?
No, because basically with Atomic Kitten, let's get this straight, with Atomic Kitten, they had wrote in a newspaper, you know, saying that we were criticising them, saying that they couldn't sing. We thought there was no point of saying they couldn't sing because they were going around saying, Sugababe's album is so wicked, they can sing, we love them. But then I opened up a newspaper one morning and saw, if that's the only way they can criticise people, then they should go and find a job in Sainsbury's. And I was like, what have we done to them to make them talk about us like this? And we had basically been going, oh, they can't sing, they're so poppy. But the thing is that now they've made supposedly a little war between Atomic Kitten and Sugababe. So that's what's going around in London as well, with Atomic Kitten and us.
Is that a media thing though?
It started off, the thing is, I think it started off, well, it had to start off with the media saying how we were saying that they couldn't sing. You know, everyone's got their own different ways of singing, and we don't sing like them, they sing their own way, and we sing our own way. And but now everyone's like, oh, you're so mean, how could you say that about them? And we're like, we're 16, 17-year-olds, and you know, if they were adults, they would say, why are you speaking about us? But it was like a 2-page spread in a newspaper, on one of the big newspapers in London. So I was just like, oh my God, so now everyone's going Atomic Kitten versus Sugababes. And now that's just become something really big over what the media's done.
Why don't you do what Robbie Williams did with Liam Gallagher and challenge him to a boxing match?
See, everyone's been saying, why don't you do a competition, like get the Sugababes to sing and then get Atomic Kitten to sing, but what good would that be? And we thought...